Some of you will remember Frank Critchlow. Well, represented him many times, came here, Mangrove, you know all about that. Douglas Howe, some of you remember him. Yes. So the connections go on. I was involved with the inquest and inquiry into the Deptford fire, Stephen Lawrence, Marchioness, Bloody Sunday, right the way through to Hillsborough. Now, what's the point about all this? Well, the first point is, it's not a matter of do we have an inquiry or do we have an inquest? You have both, for goodness sake. Yeah! Now, it's not the question of the inquest is more important, it isn't. Actually, you've already achieved what many, many have not achieved in the past. You've got a commitment to a public inquiry now. Now, remember this. Inquests are dealing with the dead. Inquiries are much wider and are dealing with survivors as well as those who died and are missing. So already you begin to see the significance of having an inquiry as early as this, the commitment to have one as early as this. The point was, I'll give you the illustration. In Hillsborough, although I don't have much to say in favour of Margaret Thatcher, at least she sat up a public inquiry very quickly under a person who has become the Lord Chief Justice Taylor. And what did he do? He sat down straight away. What did he do? He said, right, why did this happen at Hillsborough? And the object of the exercise at that point, within a month of it happening, was to ensure that it did not happen again. Identify the football stadiums before the season starts. That's what he did. Now what you should be saying here, as well as obviously getting to the truth of what happened, getting accountability for what happened, you need all of that, but you also, for your benefit and all the other people who occupy towers of a similar kind, or buildings of a similar kind, have to be changed now. Excuse me, I'm getting on in time. Now, it has to change. We understand, as I speak here today, the authorities in Australia are already getting on with the job. So it's not a case that there's no possibility of doing it. So identifying the problem, how it was caused, and changing it straight away, that was stage one of Taylor. He went on to deal with accountability, all within 9 months. Sorry, it went on. All within 9 months of the disaster at Hillsborough, he'd wrapped up a full report because he got on with the job. So I think that's the stage one. It's taken all this time to get through to an inquest, was only held last year and the year before. They're deciding very soon whether there will be prosecution. So it's taken much longer for that side of it. But getting to the truth of what happened is what you need. So what the second message is, besides going for this inquiry, making sure you get it, you need... Is it? Yes, sorry. You need to get it on your terms. You need to get it to answer the questions you've got. How are you going to do that? I'm sorry to have to address you in the shadow, not only of this, but the tower. This week, those who've got the strength have got to come together this week to put in representations about what this inquiry should be doing. Because believe you me, if you don't, they will, and if they do, they'll make sure that you're excluded. So you have to make sure you're, because what they'll say is, oh, we did consult, and nobody came forward, or we consulted with somebody you've never heard of. You've got to make sure they've heard of you by the end of this week and what you want, the demands for a public inquiry. They're fairly straightforward, the questions. I've already dealt with some of them. Another question you'd want them to deal with is, where's the infrastructure dealing with relief? Doesn't exist. Where was the plan? Not put into operation if... Hello. Hello. Yeah, sorry, I'll have to keep it very still. Not put into operation. Sorry. I think it's telling me I've exhausted the microphone. Anyway, I think you know the message. So So I'm going to end on this note. Unity. Hello. Unity. Solidarity. One umbrella organisation, rather like the Justice Campaign, has to come together as soon as you can manage it to speak with one voice on all these demands. Because in all the cases I've had at the end of the day, it was solidarity that shone through.
Justice for Grenfell!